Hey guys, it's Caleb. I had some cold weather, got a vacation, and had my first Big Mac. And that's just the past week. Hey guys, it is Caleb, and welcome back to the 5th episode of the Chillin with Caleb podcast. So, yeah, I'm back for another week. I just had a long vacation, winter break and everything. So that's pretty nice. And I'm looking at my notes right now, and yeah, because I don't know, it's a Saturday morning, I'm tired, but I can record a podcast. So, first off, I did some stuff this week, as I just explained. So, really, it's a vacation, there's not much to do, but I really got a nice, relaxing vacation. And, let me think. So yeah, we had some snow. I didn't go out in the snow that much, because it was cold, really cold. Like, it's not abnormal to realize that it's in like 10 degrees or less. So I really didn't feel like going outside that much, but yeah. So I enjoyed this vacation, mainly just to relax. It was nice kind of chilling around in my room, not having to do much, eating some ice cream, that kind of stuff. And what else? When it's a vacation, it's a really uneventful week. But another thing I did the other day was I had my first Big Mac, and it was delicious. I loved it. And I'm normally a quarter pounder with cheese guy, but now I felt like, I'm getting older. I'm going to actually try and have something new. And, the Big Mac was good. It was delicious. Now I just want some more. And I got some soda, so that was pretty good, and some fries. McDonald's fries are the best, and I feel like I'll always stand by that. I'm not sponsored by McDonald's, but their fries are totally the best. So, I watched the 7th WandaVision episode this week. I loved that. That was it. I feel like it's getting harder and harder to not spoil things in my talk, but I will. I will be able to not spoil things, just to make it more accessible to a wider audience. I'm writing a review of every episode together right now, in preparation to release it shortly after the finale releases. And yeah, I've reviewed the first 2 episodes, and then I gotta also do the voiceover. So I still have 5 episodes left to review that have come out. So that's going to probably take a while, but I do plan to make it and get it out in a few weeks. And an MCU review is coming, except that takes much longer to review 23 movies than a 9-episode series. So I'm going to review WandaVision first, and then move backward into the actual big Infinity Saga and everything. So, what else? Episode 7 just had a lot of big twists and exciting moments. The ending was awesome. Such a big note to end it on, so that's one good thing. What do you mean? It was a good episode overall. I'm talking to myself here, and yeah, so I feel like there's not that much to talk about with the past week, because it's already going to be shifting into the main topic of this video, and it feels like every episode of the podcast has gotten shorter and shorter. Barely, but the first episode was the first 2 were 35 minutes. Then the third one was 30 minutes. And the fourth one was, I believe, 29 or so. It was really fun doing the 4th episode. We got a special interview, and it was just fun to make. Thomas McIntosh, quite a character, playing someone who I could even more refer to as quite a character. So yeah, that was a fun week last week. Got to do an awesome podcast. And yeah. So this is feeling really awkward. So when I get to the actual topic, we're almost at the 5-minute mark. I can talk about the topic. So this week's topic is going to mainly be someone I've talked about a few times on my channel, and he's really someone who I feel deserves an episode. I just need someone to talk about. It's not his birthday or anything. We'll get on to his birthday later. But my nephew Lucas, he deserves an episode. I've talked about him so much. By the time he does turn 1 year old, I'm gonna probably just do some video of a ton of cute pictures of him put together for the audience's enjoyment. I haven't shown him on the channel that much. But basically, so the entire story of his birth is really big, crazy. So I remember the very first day, my sister Sarah and her husband Pat, I'm going to be referring to them by that from now on, at least in this video. So just know Sarah's my sister, Pat's her husband, because it gets complicated having to always say my sister or my brother-in-law or her husband or that kind of stuff. It's just easier to say their names, right? So I remember Sarah and Pat were walking in the house with coffee for my mom and dad, and there were 3 cups of coffee from Dunkin', I believe. Not sponsored by Dunkin' either. But they basically had 3 cups of coffee, and because they went like to show Sarah's not having coffee because she's having a baby, that kind of thing. My mom instantly ruined the big event of it. She just instantly asked, "Who's pregnant?" Which was really funny thinking back. And yeah, so Sarah was pregnant, and that was such big news. I didn't catch on to it at first, if I'm being completely honest with you. I just thought, how good. What if Sarah's friends is pregnant? Because of the way my mom asked, like, who's pregnant? Kind of thing. Made me not really catch on for a minute. And here's a funny thing. In the minute or 2 before we saw their car driving in our driveway, me and my dad were talking about, isn't it crazy someday you're going to be a grandfather? And just seconds later, it's revealed my dad is going to be a grandfather. So that was really a funny little coincidence. And what else? So I remember the whole gender reveal. That was fun. It was like my sister had the 2 confetti things. Or she had 1 confetti thing, and it would pop and reveal blue or pink confetti. So it came out blue to reveal, oh, she's having a boy. And that was really nice, and it was fun, but weeks later we had realized, oh wow, there's still blue confetti on the ground. Probably after the snow had came and then melted, I think. So, yeah. And what else? So, I feel like I say what else. I literally have notes of this. So, hold on, let me just pause this for a second to save the awkwardness. So, anyway, I just had to pause that for a minute. But, so, I just was writing some more notes because I wrote a couple general things, but I want to really think, I don't want to be going, throughout the entire thing. So I just paused and wrote down a couple more notes to make this more interesting. But basically, I actually predicted his name, and it was completely unintentional. Back when I was a huge Star Wars fan, I was saying to Pat, you know what would be so cool? If you named him Lucas, so you could say, or if you named him Luke, so you could say, I am your father. And I even shared the joke with a couple other family members and friends, not realizing that they actually wanted that to be the name. Not because of Luke Skywalker, but they liked the name. And so that was actually kind of funny. I'd gone around saying it without it thinking it wasn't going to be the actual name when it actually was and everything. So, my sister... What? I keep calling her my sister. It's rude, but... Well, she is my sister, but I like to call Sarah by her name. So later, Lucas... I don't like to get into this that much, so I'm not really going to talk about it that much. But Lucas saved Sarah's life. Because when she was at the doctor's, they realized that... Let's just say she was sick when they took her x-rays and stuff. And the only way they learned that was because there was a baby there, and they had to take x-rays and do all that stuff. So it actually felt really nice because Lucas basically saved her And that was a really sweet instance. And we had to go to Cleveland over the holidays for surgery, but we knew it was just because of that little baby and for Sarah, and it was because of him for even existing that everything is safe now. So that was really sweet, and I can still remember all the prep, like seeing what his room looked like before he ever lived in it, but when they were getting all the stuff and going to the baby shower and all that is so many good memories from such a great time in all the lead up to Lucas. That came out of my mouth completely quickly, but it actually sounds cool, the lead up to Lucas. If I didn't talk more about how he is now, I'd make that the title. That was actually a kind of clever name. So what next? Me and Lucas don't share a birthday, but they're very close, and his due date was like April 18th, I believe. So I'm like, wow, if it was somewhere around there, it'd be funny if we ended up having the same birthday. And turns out he was born in the last couple hours of April 13th. So that was crazy. And it was 9 o'clock, 9 something, I don't remember. But it was so fun. It was literally the day after Easter. We were all joking on the Easter Google Meet for her to have the baby on Easter with the family, and yeah, that was interesting. So anyway, yeah, it feels good having. So he shares a birthday with my grandma. My family has a lot of birthdays in April. My brother Ben has a birthday in early April. One of my cousins has a birthday in early April. A couple of other, of course, me, Lucas, and my grandma. So that's 5 birthdays right there that I can think of. Sorry if there's someone I'm not thinking of. I'm just thinking of a couple. And so, sorry family members that I might not be remembering. You're cool. I just forgot that you had a birthday in April. So what else? His favorite show now is Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, so I get the song stuck in my head all the time. Not because I actually want to, because I'm hearing hot dog, hot diggity dog all the time. Make the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. How silly it all is, and not everything makes sense. But it's still an entertaining show. Not even because it's actually entertaining, because it's just fun watching Lucas watch it, and the smile on his face is priceless. And so I've actually said that one of the nice things about being in online school sometimes is the fact that I get to see Lucas. One time last year, we went to Sarah and Pat's house, and I just sat in the living room or in the sunroom, I believe. So I got to see Lucas right after my class. That was fun. And what else? So I'm trying to think of stuff that would be interesting out of my stories. And I actually brought him on a Google Meet once, so that was fun. It was recently. I got to just show him to the class. My teacher put him up on the projector and everything. Little Lucas. Everyone liked him, I think. Hopefully people weren't getting annoyed at the fact that I was just showing this baby. But still, he was so cute, and he's such a precious little guy. I'll have to upload some videos of him on the channel, if I'm being honest, so. What else? And one time, it was Sarah's birthday, and we all went out on the boat. Not to be confused with the story I told in episode 3 about the boat, where we experienced some wild waves. This is a similar story, where we had waves, but we didn't want to, because of the baby, we didn't want to go over them and crash and everything, so we had to, it wasn't really just waves, but the wind was insane. So, I can clearly remember the picture of me, Sarah, and my mom all huddling under a big blanket that we were sitting on and put it above us. I think the baby was the baby was there too. And it was all for him mainly. I think I would have been fine, but he's the best. I don't want to to see him crying or anything and all the waves. So at this point, he definitely has had a couple bursts, and that's nice, because, like, of course, so his first, it's always fun seeing, oh wow, he can actually do this now in terms of movements. Like, it was during the entire week at Ocean City that we had last year, we were really hoping it would be so cute to see him roll over, and he kept getting so close, it felt bad. He kept rolling over, but he kept almost rolling over, but he couldn't get the full way, and I felt bad for him. And then a couple days later, Sarah sent us all a video when we got back home from the beach. And she sent us all a video of him actually rolling over, and I'm like, oh my goodness, yay! And he's so cute. I feel like I'm getting a bit sappy here, but I don't care, because I love him. You can check out his picture, I don't know, on the thumbnail. And what else? So, he's actually had a couple of first actual foods. He normally eats the usual baby food and stuff, but I remember one time we had a power outage. So I was at home, and Lucas was there because Sarah came over for my mom to babysit him as usual while she did work. Of course, her work had to be powered by a really, really long extension cord going up to her room. But still, she was working, but before that, she brought me a donut, a little glazed donut, so that was nice. And one for herself and one for me. And then, I think it was her donut, but she let Lucas have a bite of the donut, and he absolutely loved it. It was some of his first real sugar, so he obviously liked that. It's always fun seeing him have stuff for the first time, especially when you're actually around. And he's also, the other day, this could be the past week stories, but I figured it felt a bit better with this. But basically, he was eating, we gave him some of the McDonald's fries, which of course, we're introducing him to McDonald's fries at a very young age, so he knows these are McDonald's fries, they're pretty good. Mainly just because some of them were really soft. And yeah, he liked them a lot. When I was eating some of my fries later and drinking from my soda, he just kept crawling over thinking like, imagining he was like, can I have some? He really wanted some, and that was cute. So he was like, he kept crawling over saying, well, we were thinking he was saying he can't talk yet really. We'll get to that later. I could imagine him saying like, Uncle Caleb, can I have some fries? That kind of thing. So, that was fun. I'm saying fun a lot, but I mean, this little guy is fun, so it's fine, I guess. And he's also said a couple of his first words. I might have said this last week, I don't know, but I can get into more detail here. And basically, so dog is one of his first words, mainly because of a couple things. There's this Mickey Mouse song that always says the word dog, as well as the fact that they have dogs, so Sarah will always try to teach him the words, saying like, is that your dog over there, or something? Those kinds of things. So, it's like, he's really saying it now. I played an audio file of it in the beginning of last week's episode of him just going, dog, dog, and it was so cute. And one of his other first words was dada, and he said that in like October, but we didn't know if he actually meant it. Like if he meant pat when he said that, or just because he wants to make noises and he's going dad, 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 dad. He couldn't easily been doing that. And then, of course, Sarah's reply was, I'm renaming myself to Dada. So, that was funny. And his other word that he's saying a lot, well, he's saying a couple. He's saying a noise that I think he associates with bye. He says ba a lot when when we're leaving. He'll actually wave to us. And he'll just be saying ba, ba, ba. He's actually saying goodbye to us. Or mainly just bye. Maybe not a good one, but still. He's so pure with that. Like, you could tell he really is learning these words from everyone. And he's not a year old. He's 10 months. he turned 10 months the day the last episode released. So 10 months in 1 week. And basically, Pop is another one of his words he likes to say a lot, because Pop is the grandparent name my dad goes by. So he's always he's actually going to say Pop. A couple simple sounds put together. And he also makes a noise a lot where, like the noise where if you take your hand, it's hard to explain in a podcast, but if you take your hand and like move it up and down while touching your lips and then start to make noises. The word my dad coined for it was bibbling, which I don't know why, but it really fits for a thing like that. Bibbling. That kind of thing. And he really likes it. He finds it so funny. So whenever we're doing the little motion to him of waving the hand on the mouth, he always starts bibbling, and it's so cute. So, yeah, that's really, oh my goodness. Each episode keeps getting shorter. By the end of this year, episodes will be like, hey guys, it's Caleb. I did this, and that's the past week. Here's a story. The end. 1 minute long. That kind of thing. But no, I'll hopefully make the next episode longer, because this is getting pretty short. It's not even 22 minutes at this point, but it's fine. It just makes it a more convenient listen. So, I think, because that's the end of my stories, I'll do an actual video with Lucas soon, definitely. And I plan to, at some point, actually start doing video of this podcast, like recording myself doing it. Hopefully when my computer gets a webcam, I can start doing that. So yeah, that's going to be hopefully my plan I'll start doing that hopefully in March or April. Maybe if I can get a webcam for my birthday, I can start doing that. Which, pop quiz. My birthday is April 14th, isn't it? That's not really a pop quiz. I was just stating a fact and turned it into a question. So it wasn't a question in the first place. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. That's about it for this episode. Caleb out. Alright, I got some outro music, because that felt awkward since I didn't actually have music playing. Oh wow, look at that outro music. How convenient. So now we can say goodbye, and I'll see you next time on the podcast. Caleb out.